Good morning, friends and family of YouTube. It's Travis again, and today I'm up here in the mountains. It snowed last night, so we've got a little bit of snow on the ground, but I got up here a little too early, so it's dark and I'm having to use my light. But unfortunately, most of the roads up here are closed, as you can see. Not a ton of snow, and they actually did a pretty good job keeping the roads cleared, but the mountainous roads up here are so bad. They're so steep and curvy, so it's just too dangerous. But anyway, we do have access to Chestnut Top Trail. It is 4.3 miles up to Schoolhouse Gap, so 8.6 round trip. So that's what we're gonna hike this morning. But before we get started, let me give you some directions on how to get here, and those are coming up right now. If you're driving from the Maryville-Alcoa area, you'll pass through the city of Townsend. When you come up here to the Townsend Y, the parking area will be over on your left. All right, so welcome back. Let me switch over and put the GoPro on my chest mount and we will get started. All right, so I can actually see out here with just my eyes alone, but the GoPro video does not show up well at all without some sort of light. So got my headlamp on, which is gonna look ridiculous with me out here in the snow. I mean, I'm like completely lit up. But anyway, and I thought that I would be the only ones, or the only one here this morning this early. It's about 7:20. Sunrise is officially 7:45, but there was another couple that actually had beat me here, and they've already started on the trail, so I will not be the first one up here, but they've got a big enough head start on me that I probably won't see them until they pass me on the way back down. So anyway, let's get started and head up through here and show you what this trail looks like, and eventually the sun will come up and we'll have a much better visual of it. So they did have the roads closed going up to Cades Cove and over towards Gatlinburg, which I knew that they would. They have an account on X that gives you road updates, and anytime it snows they do shut those down. So I was expecting that. So if you're on this side of the mountains, over near the little city of Townsend, really this is the only hiking trail you've kind of got access to when they close those roads. And if you're on the other side over where Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, you probably got access to a few more, but I didn't want to have to go down Wares Valley. I didn't know how well it had cleared off, so I'd already planned to come up here and hike this morning, knowing this would be probably my only option. Not sure how well that's going to show up, but hopefully you can see the icicles formed here. Let me try switching my lamp there, see if that's any better. A lot of icicles forming, which is pretty cool, but I want to go ahead and film them now since it'll probably take me at least 4.5 hours, maybe 5, to hike this, and I don't know if the sun comes out at all today. These may be gone, so just trying to capture the moment while I can. All right, well, it's starting to get a little lighter out. Still not officially hit sunrise yet, but I'm not sure if you can see, but from this point you can see the part of Townsend below, some of the cabins, their lights on. Pretty quiet this morning, not many people out moving around, which is the smart thing to do. But I knew that if I didn't get up here today, by tomorrow most of the snow will probably be gone, and there'll be a lot of people up here later coming to visit, and so the trail just won't look as nice. But it's about 30 degrees, so it's not that cold. I will say I'm a little disappointed though with the amount of snowfall. I mean, it's maybe inch and a half here in the mountains where I'm at, but it's pretty low elevation. So as you get higher, there'll be a lot more, probably anywhere from 4 to 8 inches, depending on where you're at. But like we had around 3 inches when I left the house. So I was expecting a little more, hoping for more snow. But anyway, this is the first decent snowfall that we've had this year, so I want to take advantage of it. We don't get that much snow, so when we do, I like to come up here and see it and try to get at least a hike in if possible. All right, so as you can tell, I've got my hat on. I've got my toboggan or hat, whatever you want to call it. Here in the South, we call it toboggan, which I know up north it's sled, but anyway, toboggan here in the South. I got that, but usually going uphill, I'm working my cardio pretty good. I mean, I'm sweating, it's 30 degrees, still snowing a little bit, but if I put that on, I'll overheat, so I'll save it and probably use it on the way down. But since I'm working my cardio so much, I mean, it's pumping blood throughout my body and my head right now. I mean, I'm sweating. How do you sweat when it's 30 degrees? But anyway, speaking of working hard, the old Mazda, hey, there's not a lot that works on that thing, but the 4-wheel drive did this morning. I didn't have any issues, so thankful for that. I mean, that truck just keeps going, so I love it. I complain about it a lot, but when you need it, it's there. So anyway, let me put this GoPro back on the chest mount and we'll continue on. Well, I found a good spot to get out of the weather if I needed to. Sure, there might be something else in there getting out of the weather as well, so I have to share it. But anyway, thought that was pretty cool. All right, so these are new. So there's a couple that's hiking in front of me, and I've been following their footsteps the whole way. So I've seen those, but now all of a sudden I've seen these. My guess is it's probably a coyote, just based on the size. Could possibly be a deer, but the paw print, no, that definitely looks more like a dog print. So I would assume a coyote. Something's been digging in here. So those are definitely new. And it's just be curious to see where they end up. Like they stop like right here. Oh no, I'm picking them back up down here. So anyway, I doubt I will be able to see anything today other than a few birds. But I mean, I hope that I do, but we'll keep our eyes open. Okay, so one thing that I have noticed that while hiking in the snow is it is so much quieter. You don't hear any road noise off in the background. Usually you can hear that echoing through the mountains. I haven't heard any planes overhead yet, which I know it's still early, and they do have a few flights out of Knoxville, but I'm sure there's probably some delays depending on where those flights are going to. But like, I'm not hearing anything overhead, any airplanes, road noise, like except for a few birds, man, it's just completely silent. Other than me talking, of course. That's why I had to shut my mouth for a second so you could hear the quietness. But it's pretty awesome. I will say the temperature is perfect. 30 degrees. It's just cool enough so you don't get super hot, but also not freezing at the same time. And there's only been those other two hikers. I saw them. They took off probably about 10 minutes before I did this morning while I was getting my stuff together at the truck. But I mean, they took off. There's no way I'll catch them. The only time I'll see them is probably when they're headed back and we pass each other. But yeah, it's been a pretty awesome experience so far. I thoroughly enjoy being out here in the snow just because we don't get much of it. So I try to get up here and take advantage of it when I can. But as you can see, I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful, even though we didn't get a ton of snow. So hopefully this won't be our last, but in case it is, I want to come up here and enjoy it. Well, I know you're probably not going to be able to see it very well, but off in the distance, you can see the mountains with some snow. And it does look like my GoPro is starting to fog up on me a little bit, so that's probably going to impair the video some. But maybe I'll take this GoPro off and stick it in my pocket until I need it, and maybe that'll help improve the situation. All right, so I did finally meet the couple that was in front of me. They got to a certain point and they turned around and went back, and I just now got to the trail where I saw where they turned around. So now it's fresh snow going forward. But I did want to show you this. Hopefully you can see that, but it looks like there was some kind of a bird that made some tracks going that way, and these smaller tracks actually look like a rabbit because it's been going back and forth on the trail. But I am not an expert on different types of animal tracks, but it is kind of cool when you can see them here in the snow, and you can see this one as I'm following it down through here. So anyway, this point forward, I am now the first person to be on this trail this morning, so that's pretty cool. I always enjoyed it. I was trying to slow my walk down a little bit to give that couple, you know, plenty of space. I didn't want to ruin that experience for them since they were technically the first ones out here. But from now on, it's just me. All right, so definitely not a rabbit. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm not an expert, but the longer I follow these, this looks like it might be the tracks of a deer, just for the fact that it's like single file. The footprint's fairly small, and it just keeps going and going and going. So anyway, that's my guess. And I did see some rabbit tracks back farther, which now that I saw them, it actually helps remind me what they look like. It's been so long, probably since I was a kid, since the last time I saw rabbit tracks in the snow. But anyway, we will continue on. It'd be nice if I could run into this thing, but this looks like they were probably made either yesterday or last night. So this is what it looks like when you don't have anyone in front of you or any animal tracks at all, just fresh snow. And of course I said that, and look, here's another set of tracks. Dang it. Looks like another deer. Maybe? I don't know. Can't really tell. Well, so much for that, I jinxed myself. Alright, so that definitely looks like a, I would assume a coyote print. Looks more like a dog print, and the tracks are side by side versus when I was looking at that deer earlier, it was almost single file. So, looks like a couple of them, either that or it went one way and turned around and came back, but maybe two sets. So, I don't know. I can't tell how fresh these are. They look like they might have been overnight. So, but I'll keep my eye open. Well, we made it here to the intersection, and other than some coyote prints, no one else has been down through here yet. So this is the intersection, Chestnut Top Trail. That's where we came from, 4.3 miles. And we are now on Schoolhouse Gap Trail. So Schoolhouse Gap, 0.2 miles. We're gonna head down there just so I can show you what that looks like. And then Laurel Creek, 2.1 that way. So you can go down, and that will take you to the parking area of Schoolhouse Gap. You'll also pass the little entrance over on the right that goes back to White Oak Sinks. So anyway, let's head down here real quick while I'm here, and I'll show you what this looks like. All right, so this is what fresh snow looks like when you're the first one on the trail. No animal prints either, so that's pretty cool. All right, and this is when you get down here to the end. All right, so that was Chestnut Top Trail. It's about 8.5 miles round trip. Probably take about 4.5 hours. Probably closer to 5 today for me. Having to move a little bit slower in the snow. I did show you the end down there. Once you get past the intersection, go down another 0.2 of a mile, And there's a cabin down there, and there were some people out talking, and I didn't want to disturb them, so I really didn't film that area much, but just did want to let you know where that was at. But hopefully you enjoyed the video and the snowfall. As you can tell, I switched over to my toboggan, and yes, I know in the northern states a toboggan is a sled, and this would be a knit hat or a beanie, but here in the south we do call it a toboggan. So anyway, but I'm going a little uphill right now, but the most of the rest of this trail will be downhill, and I'll actually start to cool off, so that's why I'm switched over to this. But hopefully you enjoyed the video and the snow. If you did, please hit the like button. I'd also go ahead and ask that you hit the subscribe button. Doesn't cost anything. It'll just give you a notification the next time I publish another video. But until next time, just keep walking.